It's a big difference between things not stopping you and you not acknowledging what's going on.
Toxic positivity is a huge issue. Some of the things I'm going to say might be hard to hear for the hyper positive community, so I wore my most inviting sweater.
The worst thing anybody could do is try to rush me through my feelings. And when I say that, I mean, like, if I'm upset about something, let me have time to be upset and process how the fuck I feel.
This might not be something you want to hear today or ever, but too much positivity can actually be bad for your mental health.
Not everyone that's telling you to stay positive is trying to help you. Sometimes they're trying to avoid something. And there's a difference between resilience and emotional avoidance. And a lot of people are confusing the two. So today we're here to talk about a new term that I just found out called toxic positivity. I know it's a play on the words and it sounds crazy because that's how I felt when I first heard it, but we about to get into it. But before we get into it, it's your boy JP. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We keeping it PG. There's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug. You feel me? And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Just got off the phone with a friend and I told them that I have to go out and get ice to put on our driveway so the snow doesn't freeze us in. They responded to me by saying, no, you get to go and get ice to put on your driveway because you get to live in a nice house that has a driveway and you get to be warm after the fact. I responded to them, I said, now I get to fucking curse you out because why are you doing that? Don't use that toxic positivity bullshit on me. Please don't. Which, like, I get it. Yeah, sometimes I shouldn't be saying, oh, God, I have to go to AT&T to get a new phone. I get that. But sometimes when people do that, it's just like, no, I don't want to use toxic positivity to try and gas out myself out of just simple problems I have.
Let's talk about toxic positivity. The definition is the excessive and harmful tendency to dismiss or deny negative emotions, insisting on a positive mindset in all circumstances. So this used to be me. People always tell me, Denise, you're like the happiest person I know. Denise, you're always so positive. You're so optimistic. I used to really take pride in that. That was a big personality trait of mine. I mean, I am a pretty positive person. I'm actually very positive. But it got to the point where I literally was just positive in like everything in life. It's not a good thing, okay? You have to process your emotions. And if you're human, you are going to feel a wide range of emotions, and pushing off the negative ones is only going to pile up and ball up and make things so much worse. So if you ever find yourself in a problem and you just say, oh, it's fine, it's no big deal, I have other worse problems in life, there's kids in Africa, just be grateful. I mean, yeah, but you're completely skipping over empathy. You're not going through your problem, finding out the root of it. You're just putting a band-aid over some deep stitches and you're never gonna heal. If that starts becoming a habit for life, that can be very, very harmful. It's going to affect the way you react to things. That's going to affect your relationships. The list is endless.
Now, I totally agree with her. And I think that's a issue that a lot of us may like naturally have and we might not realize it. Because, again, I didn't understand the term when I first heard it. And then when I started diving into it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. And the thing about this is that if you don't catch a grip on this, it can sneak up on you. I would say, like, this is a thing to have that you need to have like a limit on. Like, everything is balanced in life. Like, you don't want to be completely pessimistic, but you don't want to be overly optimistic. And positive toxicity or toxic positivity is overly optimistic. Granted, there can be worse things in life that people got it way worse than you. I get that. And sometimes I think about that to make me feel better about my situation, but you still need to fix it. Because what happens is if you don't get a grip on that to the point where you can navigate with it, what's going to happen is it's going to start trickling down into your life to where your life is going to completely degress continuously until you almost have nothing left because you always looking at the positive side. Well, at least I'm alive. Well, at least I got this. Well, at least I got that. But then when you lose that, then you're going to just lean on something else. Then when you lose that, you're going to lean on something else. At some point, you got to get a grip on your life and not allow this positivity to like overwhelm you to the point to where you're not being realistic. Everything need a balance. And I think that's the important message to get out of this for sure.
It's a big difference between things not stopping you and you not acknowledging what's going on. Toxic positivity is when you sit there and say, oh, my uncle just passed away, but he was hurting anyway, so he needed to go. And you don't feel nothing about that grief. You don't feel nothing about that loss. And you
That's a coping mechanism. Like if you get to a point to where something that tragic is happening and you're finding a way, like granted, I get it. You want to find a way to make it easier. Like I have a tattoo for a philosophy called Wabi Sabi. I got a tattoo, and I'm sure y'all heard about it when it went trending like last year, but I had it before that. Just to give y'all the kudos, I was a little bit early on it. Anyway, I got the tattoo that helped me cope with issues, right? But at the same time, though, it's okay to feel stuff. You don't need to use positivity as a coping mechanism as a way to avoid grief. It's best to just take it head on, and it makes you stronger when you come out of it.
don't go over nothing you just went through. That's a toxic positive mindset. Positively, you could have said, this really hurt. Acknowledge that he's gone. I remember these memories. I remember this. I remember what I could keep on doing in honor of him. And I'm going to make this a practice. Or no practice, and I'm just going to grieve. I'm going to cry. I'm going to feel this. Then I'm going to move on when I'm ready. Heartbreak, all these things. I'm not asking y'all to not feel it. I'm not asking you to not feel it. I'm asking you to process it fully. Go through it. Go through it. Go through it and accept it. Go through it and feel it all. But don't stay in it.
Because you stay in it, that breeds the D word that you two don't like, the direction. I'm going to say it like that. But it also breeds anger. It brings taking your frustration and your grief out on people. A lot of people do that to where when they're going through stuff, instead of them being able to sit in it and understand why it's happening, how to cope with it, how they can get out of it, and how they can mentally manage through it, a lot of people lash out on people because they can't maintain or figure out how to deal with it. And they just got all this bottled up and they lash out, or they self-delete, which we don't want that either.
Don't stay.
I hate toxic positivity. I hate it so much. As I get older, I'm starting to realize I do not enjoy closely interacting with people who do not see the duality of life, the duality of personalities, the duality of emotions, the duality of anything, really. Like, who cannot comprehend that for every one side of the spectrum, there's another. And who cannot accept that. I don't like it. So the toxic positivity shit gets on my nerves. It makes me twitch. It makes me like, what do I mean by toxic positivity? Let's take people passing away, for example. You know, when someone passes, a lot of people will try to go up to the person who is dealing with a loss and be like, oh, everything's going to be okay, or they're in a better place and they'll be praying for you. Shut the fuck up. Quite frankly, I am a person of action and results. So whatever action that you are saying, doing, whatever you're doing, I want to see the results. So if I just lost somebody and you're telling me it's going to be okay, bring them back right now. Bring them back. Since it's all going to be just fine, then why are they not coming back? And I just hate that. It's not going to be okay. Sometimes things happen to us and things go down and that shit it's not okay. That's why in that particular
Now, don't lash out on people. And granted, I get it though. Overly positive people can be a thing, right? But if somebody say, I'll pray for you and you're going to make it through this, I think me personally, that is a standard way to say something. I don't think that's like, it's like, I know this sounds crazy, a crazy comparison, but it's like, it's your birthday and somebody say, hey, you made another year, God bless, that's a good blessing. That's like standard. Like, you can't get mad at nobody for saying that. It's just, now I get if they trying to be overly positive, like they're trying to tell you how you can get over it, and they trying to overly insist in the process. At that point, I can get like, all right, that's toxic positivity. Allow me to grieve myself. But if you pass away and somebody say, my condolences, I'm going to pray for you, you'll be able to get through this. I don't think you should lash out on nobody about that. I think that's a bit much, but granted, different stroke for different folks, but I think that's a standard thing that it's okay to say that, me personally. Y'all can let me know in the comments if y'all think that's too much. I can understand, but I think that's a good balance. I don't think that's crazy to say.
situation, usually how I respond is there anything you need me to do? Call me when you need me. And when I say that, people know me. They know that I actually pull up and I mean that shit.
And that's cool too. I can get that. Like, hey, if you need anything, I know this is gonna be hard. If you need anything, just call me. I get that. That's good. That's a great response too. That's a great response too. But Yeah.
I don't say anything I don't mean. Call me when you need me. You haven't been cleaning or cooking because you're depressed. I'm pulling up. I'm cleaning and I'm cooking, even though I hate cooking. But I'm doing that for you. I can't tell you that it's going to be okay, but what I can do is show up. That's action,
true.
and that has results. I can't bring nobody back, though. And I'm like that with everything. I can't stand just bullshit talking to talk. I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me kind of angry. And even on less serious cases, for example, let's just say I'm having an off day. I just don't feel like myself. I don't feel as pretty, or I don't feel as whatever. If I'm talking about it, I don't want to hear it, but you are pretty. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a very confident girl. I'm on TikTok regularly in a bonnet. I never gave a fuck. I know that. However, sometimes you just don't have good days. And I love my best friend for this. Whenever I complain to my best friend about something, or if I'm having just some off days, my best friend knows not to come at me with no bullshit.
Okay, this is where I see the issue at. Okay, not to be that with her, but I gotta keep it a buck. See, this is the issue that I'm noticing. She is expecting everybody around her to have the same level of emotional intelligence that she has. And that's not realistic. Especially if they're not close to you, people are going to typically have basic level empathy for you. They're not going to have what she's requiring from the everyday person based on what she's saying is she's expecting best friend empathy for people that like maybe barely know you. That's not realistic. That's why I'm like, why would you lash out on somebody saying it's going to be okay? That's not a reason to lash out on somebody. Now, I can get how, like, if somebody you really knew gave you that bare minimum, then I can see how that could be frustrating. But dealing with a stranger or somebody that, like, is an associate and they say that, I think that's wild to, like, get upset about when they're giving you basic level empathy, which is good. Like, that's like, that you, I ain't gonna say people should be entitled to that, but that's just basic respect for people to do that. But for you to expect high level of emotional intelligence for people that don't even know you like that, like if I don't know you, I don't know not to tell you that you're pretty. Like I don't know you. So why would I not be like, oh, okay, I know we going through things and I don't know you. Why would I say that? Like that the average person gonna say, no, you are pretty. Because I don't know you. I don't know what's going on and conjuring in your head. Your best friend can probably read that because y'all built rapport and y'all have that that certain level of emotional intelligence and rapport with each other. So she can read that. I don't know you. I'm going to just say you're pretty. Because you is. So I'm not going to be. So why would you get upset with me about that? And this is where self-reflection and doing your shadow work comes in. Because there's levels to this. Don't weaponize basic human empathy with toxic positivity. That's not cool. But let's continue.
As my best friend observes me and actually takes the time to understand me. My best friend knows. Charlie know who the fuck she is. She's just not feeling it right now. Okay, girl, well, you know what we need to do? We need to go out and step on some people's necks. Because my best friend knows I like to dress up. My best friend knows I like to have a good time. So when I'm feeling down, instead of saying, but you're great, you're amazing, you're this, you're that. He knows me, and it's like, all right, girl, come on, let's go. What are we doing? And I know everybody views the world differently. Everybody responds to things differently. Some people are very much so. They need to hear everything pretty and nice and glittery. And I know that, but I can't stand it. Me personally, if you're ever talking to me and I'm talking about some serious shit or I'm talking about some shit that's just not cool, it's not okay, please do not try to tell me it's going to be okay. I remember one time I didn't do as well on a test as I wanted to do. And if I don't do good on this test, it's going to push my plan back a couple months to a year. And I didn't do good. And I mentioned it to somebody. I was like, I didn't do good on this test. And I was very down about it. I was very down. It was like the third time I took this damn test. And they're like, oh, it's going to be okay. You know, don't wallow in it. Don't da-da-da-da. And that made me mad. It made me mad because that shit is not okay. Now my plans are being pushed back.
This is what I would recommend because it is people like this that do not like people being just optimistic with them when they trying to keep it real. This is what advice I would give you, right? Because I like people to keep it real with me too. Not if I don't know you. I only want you to keep it real with me if I put you in a position in my life where I accept that from you. If I don't know you like that, you better be optimistic, man. I don't play that. No, you better be optimistic if I don't know you like that. Don't try to keep it real with me and I ain't asked for it. Or I I ain't gonna say don't keep it real with me, but if you do it in an optimistic way, dog. Anyway, you better be seeing it with me. You know what I mean? Anyway, what the advice I would recommend to you though, if you are like her, is first of all, you need to figure out why this bothers you so much. Do some self shadow work and figure out why it bothers you. So when average people come to you with optimism, it don't hurt you or frustrate you. I get it. I get it if they're overly doing it. Like you failed the test and it's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. This, that, and that's this. You know what? Come over here. I'll help you. Da, da, da. Okay, now that you're overdoing it. Like, I ain't asking for all that. Just tell me it's gonna be okay and I'll figure out the rest, right? But you do need people in your life that will keep it real with you. So, like for instance, my dad is one of the people that keep it real with me, but then I got associates that'll just be optimistic. I know when I hear from associates, I'm like, thank you, I appreciate the empathy, much love, thank you. I hope it does, right? Then I go to my dad or I go to my girl and they keep it real with me and they tell me the truth. And they give me the unfiltered stuff so I can see the realisticness of it. That's how I feel you should handle it if you are a person like her. Just don't take it out on people that don't know you. Like, I don't think that's cool. I don't saying she doing that, but to get upset when somebody just being bare minimal empathetic with you is kind of off to me.
But I can't even express that I'm not happy right now because you're trying to get me out of my unhappiness, and then it just pissed me off even more. I just don't like shit like that. I don't like shit like that. If you're not gonna show up with some action immediately after telling me it's going to be okay and actually give me results with the action, then shut the fuck up. Quite frankly, it just oh my God. No.
The worst thing anybody could do is try to rush me through my feelings. And when I say that, I mean, like, if I'm upset about something, let me have time to be upset and process how the fuck I feel. Do not try to rush me through my emotions and tell me all of the reasons why I shouldn't be upset. Bitch, I'm mad.
Right.
I'm mad. And that's so fucking K.
Right.
But you know what's gonna make me even more pissed off? When I don't have the appropriate space to feel what I fucking feel. Like, that is I hate toxic positivity. I hate that shit. Like, I am a realist. I am a human with real fucking feelings. I don't want to be happy all the fucking time. I don't want to be smiles and rainbows all the fucking time. I want to get through my shit. The only way to get through shit is to go through the shit. I'm not about to sweep it under the rug and act like I ain't got no reason to be mad.
And some people can't, like, hearing this and you like especially if you're not a realist and hearing what she's saying, you might think like, dang, you want to be negative, and that's not, if that's what you're hearing, you're not listening, right? This is the thing, it's not her wanting to be negative. Some people like to attack their trauma and their issues, their self-esteem. They like to attack it head on. And by doing that, you build a real foundation. Let me paint it to you like this. Imagine building a house, right? Imagine you building a house, and most houses building on concrete, it's dirt, then it's concrete or whatever, and then they just build it however they do it. Dirt, wood, cement, whatever the hell. They build in a house though, right? Well, on that base floor, toxic positivity is no different than being a workaholic and you working to get over your grief or issues. You're drowning your grief and insecurities into work. It's a Band-Aid, like the girl said earlier. It's not a real surface. So you're not really building your house on real foundation. It's just dirt. It's strong dirt because being positive is something you can keep with you. So it's strong dirt, but after a while, it will fade. Especially if you run into it like me, I'm going to keep it real with you and it might hurt your feelings. I'm just saying. Because at some point, you need the truth to be told to you, straight up. So it's dirt. It's not real surface, right? And after a while, what tends to happen is you can somewhat low-key become a gaslighter. It sounds crazy, but you can. If you telling somebody, like, imagine her, like she's really going through it, and you telling her it's gonna be okay, you got this in your life, you got this in your life, you got that going on, and that's true. And I'm glad that you're looking at the positive side. But sometimes you can low-key be an unintentional gaslighter. You trying to gaslight me into thinking that my problems aren't real when they really are, instead of just allowing me to like filter through it. Instead of fake gaslighting me, like you can say all the things that you said about the positive things in my life, but also be a real person and help me get through it. Again, this is not for strangers. Strangers are not obligated to do this for you. So do not get that mixed up. If you're a stranger, them just giving you a compliment and saying that you're gonna be great, it's gonna be okay, it's perfectly fine. This is for people that are in your personal circle that you vent to. These people should be a little bit more realistic with you, right? So, and that's the problem with always trying to be positive, is that you're not really building your home on real soil that can maintain itself through all the different storms that's gonna come through. But when you able to fight through it, it's the same as fighting through grief and all that sober. It's the same as doing the training to when you get into the ring, win or lose, you got it like that. You're gonna fight it. You know what I mean? And that's typically what people like them and me myself too, is why we tend to like, man, miss me with all that fake positive stuff. And right now it needs to get real.
Bitch, I'm livid. Shit, I'm fucking human. I'm tired.
This might not be something you want to hear today or ever, but too much positivity can actually be bad for your mental health. It's called toxic positivity, and it's when we use positivity in an excessive amount as a way to mask everything that's going on in our life. So something's bad going on, or if we have bad thoughts, we just say, think positive, everything will be fine. That's just an unrealistic outlook on life. We need those negative experiences to learn and to grow. I know when our friends or family come to us, or when we go to ourselves, we really want to promote positivity because we think it'll make everything better. But by forcing a positive outlook on pain, we're forcing that person to stay quiet about their struggles. And that's not what we want to do.
A lot of people do that. They say quiet about their struggles. They say quiet about their insecurities. They think if they just be positive, that they can that the insecurities and struggles will go away. And that's not how that works. You got to actually fight through it. You might cry a little bit, but be prosperous. You know what I mean? You can fight through it.
Studies are actually showing us that staying quiet about our struggles makes us more stressed in our body and our mind in the future. So what we don't want to do is say things like positive vibes only, just think happy thoughts, no negative thoughts here. Instead, we want to encourage support. Let that person know, I'm listening, you can talk to me whenever you want. What you're going through sucks. Validate those feelings.
Toxic positivity is a huge issue. Some of the things I'm going to say might be hard to hear for the hyper-positive community, so I wore my most inviting sweater. Toxic positivity is the pressure to display only positive emotions. But Dan, isn't being positive all the time a good thing? No, you wide-eyed robot. People are made to feel a spectrum of emotion, and some of those emotions will make you feel a little uncomfortable, a little sad, and will make other people not want to talk to you at dinner parties. But that's okay. Toxic positivity can often be found in spiritual communities. The first time I encountered it was when I worked at a meditation center. Meditation is great, but the people who went there would often express shame that even though they were going all the time, they still felt sad or bad sometimes. What was important for them to understand is no matter how many classes you take or crystals you surround yourself with, you're still going to go through normal ups and downs of human emotions. And if you don't, I don't want to hang out with you. People who are positive all the time are creepy. I'm not even saying positivity is a bad default mindset, but you need a little bit of cynicism. Positivity is like the acceleration pedal, and cynicism is like the brakes. It's okay that most of the time your foot is on the gas, but if you never touch the brakes, you're going to slam headfirst into joining a multi-level marketing scheme.
Brother, done drop some bars. I like that. And, optimism is the gas, and being a little bit able to handle your emotions is the brakes. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with him. It's nothing. I'm not saying to be pessimistic about life. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should just give up. It's okay to just give up. You should not do that either. It's okay to know you're going to be okay, but it's okay to realize that I'm going to do the work to be okay. I'm not just going to use optimism as a skip ahead button to skip over the grief. It don't work like that. Use going through your grief as the journey and optimism as the end result, the light at the end of the tunnel. Look at it like that. Like, I'm in the tunnel, it's dark, I'm fighting my battles, I'm fighting my demons through the thing, but I am heading towards a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you telling me it's gonna be okay, it's good, but if sometimes it feels like you're trying to tell me to skip the tunnel and go straight to the light. But what happens is all them demons is still sitting in that tunnel and you ain't never killed them. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna follow you to the next tunnel when you get over there too. You know what I mean? So just fight them off now. So when you get to that next, fight them off now. So when you get to the next tunnel, you ain't gotta worry about as many. It'll be less at the next one. So, and speaking of that, got this book that I recommend y'all to check out. I'll put the link to it in the description down below. Y'all can buy it. I get a commission off of it. I did the YouTube shop thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's called The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. And this book will probably tell you to be positive all the time. Somewhat, but it also got some things to keep it real with you. So this is a great book. Check it out. It's all about prosperity in this mug. You feel me? And with that being said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We keep it a PG. There's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug. You feel me? And with that being said, remember, there is nothing impossible. Today who try. Till next time I'm out. Dope.